in the White House held the first meeting with Latino youth summit in the White House, is that she just believes that we have to pass comprehensive immigration reform. And this is not just about righteousness and justice for immigrants and Latinos. She understands this as an economic issue. If the Senate bill that passed, that got defeated in the House, had passed, it would have meant billions and billions of dollars of economic growth to our country. And it would have been a massive job creator, pulling people out of the shadows, helping them to be a part of this country. It would actually help to grow our economy and grow jobs for us all. So there is an urgency that she feels on this issue. And as a guy who lives in a community with a lot of immigrants, who sees the fear and the concern and the tactics that are being used right now, we've got to stop this. And at a time that other people on the other side are talking about building higher walls, billions and billions of dollars to build walls, to do affronts to the dignity of our values that even George Bush, they're attacking even the stuff that George Bush was doing on immigration reform, attacking things that Ronald Reagan did on immigration reform. We know that this is going to be a serious contest. And so the person I believe that not only can win the presidency against that kind of vitriol and hatred, but that also can get in office and do the things to change this reality, benefit our economy, and to make us better with human rights. But I want to say a couple more things, because you know what some of my pet issues are. One is a broken criminal justice system. Hillary Clinton believes we need to end these private immigration prisons in our country, that they are horrific places that create a perverse profit incentive on holding the liberty of people. Especially, she understands that there are families that are pose no threat, that we're detaining, costing taxpayers lots of money, when there's more civil, more humane ways to do this. And so she has a comprehensive way of dealing with it from day one in the White House, as well as passing the legislation. And if you allow me, rápidamente en español, es tan importante. Okay, esta es una lucha tan importante. And Hillary Clinton va a trabajar duro para cambiar tremendo. Pero yo también, tú tienes mi promesa. Voy a luchar también para esta lucha de la sueño de nuestro país. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias.
Yeah, sure.
So let me do a quick follow-up, and then we'll allow you a couple minutes to close, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Can I get you to commit on Secretary Clinton's behalf to end the raids and deportations under this administration, and to ensure that children who are refugees from countries, particularly from Central America, will not be put in danger, but will be instead protected as a human rights issue?
So she is already on the record, and that's why she met with Dreamers first, about defending the Dreamers, defending DACA, defending DAPA, about making sure that we are the country we say we are. When people from Honduras, from El Salvador are escaping persecution, escaping violence, that this should not be a country that sends them away. This country is one that should be welcoming. And that our immigration policies should reflect what's in the best interest of our country, and our immigration policies should be elevating immigrants like we've done year and year again. So I can pledge all of those things to you. I don't need to, because she is on the record for doing it. And I will switch right away back to this t-shirt, which I love. And I just want to bring your attention to two words here that says "We Rise." There is a poem by an extraordinary woman named Maya Angelou, and you all know the words. It says, "You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise." Now, I tell you this room is full of people descended from Irish immigrants, from Mexican immigrants, from slaves. This room is full of women. This room is full of gays and lesbians. All of these people can relate to that poem. But in American politics, I am telling you right now, there is nobody who can relate to that poem from personal experience. She has been fighting, attacked, undermined, backstabbed, hated at every point of her political career. Look at what they did to her when she was First Lady of Arkansas. What they tried to undermine her, but every time she met challenges, she rose to greater levels of service, fought for public education, fought for access to health care. And First Lady, you all remember what they tried to do to her when she had the audacity to say that there should be universal health care in this country. The corporations came after her, the insurance companies came after her, but she kept fighting, and even when they counted her out and they said she's done, she lost, she still rise. She came in as a senator from a state that people said, how dare you come to New York? They underestimated her. They said she could never win, but she kept rising. When they attacked this country at 9/11, she stood there at ground zero and looked into the eyes of the cameras and said, America, we will rise. When she went into this office in the Obama's cabinet and was Secretary of State, she didn't just do the glamorous things on the headlines of war-torn areas. Look at her schedule. She went to the poorest places on the planet, talking to women who were victims of domestic violence, women who were victims of horrific mutilations. And she looked them in the eyes and said, America is here, we will rise. Hillary Clinton's tradition is our tradition. When George Washington and his armies were beat by the most powerful empire on the planet Earth, they retreated through my state, then crossed the Delaware and in Trenton, beat the British and announced to this nation, America, we will rise. When we were shackled in slavery, it was whites and blacks who literally built a railroad, not out of steel, not out of iron, but of spirit and of love. They looked up as they shepherded slaves to freedom, looking at the North Star and said, America, we will rise. When immigrants came into this country and were forced to work under intolerable conditions, they didn't give up. They didn't throw up their hands to cynicism. They said, we're going to fight for labor rights. We're going to fight for union rights. And we, America, will rise. When we backs were against the wall in the civil rights movement, it was King that pointed to a mountaintop. When the Russians beat us to space, it was Kennedy that pointed to the moon. And they both said, we will rise. And so now I tell you this right now. There are challenges in this country. There are people trying to take away the American dream. They're trying to roll back voting rights, women's rights, civil rights. They're trying to keep our gay and lesbian, bisexual, and transgender Americans in second-class citizens. But it's up to us now to decide, are we going to fall back, fall down, or will we join together, unify, and fight, and turn yet again to America and say, we will rise. In that battle, in that trench, when I'm marching up that hill with you all side by side, I want a leader that's not going to wait. I want a leader with a tradition of fighting, of never getting up, of seeing the most hostility. A woman that says, I am going to fight every day of my life. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care if you try to drag me in for 12-hour Benghazi hearings. I'm still going to fight. I'm still going to put my effort forward, and then we as a country will rise. That is why I'm here right now in this great state where my mama lives. And I'm telling you right now, I pray to God that we join together and that you consider supporting Hillary Clinton, because if she is our president, America will rise.